This year alone, rent in Australia is up by 6.7%, and utility prices are up by between 12 and 14%. Ladies and gentlemen, we are in a cost of living crisis here in Australia. But how do we solve this? I have a solution: the removal of zoning laws. But first of all, what are zoning laws? Zoning laws are where the government divides up land into particular zones, and each particular zone serves a particular purpose, i.e. they can either be residential or commercial or industrial. Now, according to the RBA, the problem with zoning is that it decreases the supply of housing that is available to people, thus increasing the prices. Not only this, but it also means that landowners now don't have the right to build whatever they want on their individual piece of land because of what the government mandates. But how exactly would the removal of zoning help with the cost of living crisis? Well, first of all, what would happen is an increase in the supply of housing. In places that were previously only meant for commercial or industrial purposes, now you'd have more residential complexes and houses over there. You could have high density housing units where you'd have low per unit costs for renting and for purchasing, thus decreasing the cost of living for people. What could also happen is higher productivity. Now, this is because you now have multi-purpose sort of areas where you could have residential and commercial sectors. And so now it'd be higher accessibility where travel costs and time for people to get to their amenities are now eliminated. And so higher accessibility means higher productivity. Higher productivity means there's more being produced and the local GDP increases. And now each household is bringing in more income than it was before, thus alleviating their cost of living problems. Now, is this doable in Australia? Yes, it is. For example, a 2017 study in the US said that if all of the US relaxed its zoning laws, just like the state of Texas has, the entire US's economy would boom in a 12% increase in GDP. This is doable in Australia as well. In Australia, the zoning laws are controlled by each state's government. Now, what I would do is pick a state that doesn't contribute to Australia's GDP as much. Let's say Tasmania, for example. In Tasmania, pick a town or pick a city. And for a year or two, with the help of economists, relax some zoning laws and observe what happens to GDP, the local GDP, but more importantly, the cost of living per person. Thank you.